Coming up tonight, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper not trying to catch the smoke of another failed deal on the Grand Lucayan says mum's the word until that deal has advanced. Plus, for the first time in history this weekend, the high school nationals and the Carifta trials have been combined. And Lodge St. Michael 1634 continues to give to the All Saints camp a 27-year-old relationship of bliss. Stay close as Our News Weekend Edition starts now. This is Our News Weekend Edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepherd. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, responding tonight to Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President James Carey, who says while he agrees with Cooper that there should be no more public announcements regarding the Grand Lucayan Resort property, the public should still be aware of what's happening with the deal. To that, Cooper had this response.
We're not going to be making weekly briefings on this subject. We're not going to make a grand announcement on it either until it's advanced. And the term I use at Grand Bahamas Business Outlook is when the investor's money is in the bank. I stand by that.
Cooper, in his address at the 2023 GB Business Outlook, noted that government is looking at 3 potential buyers for the resort.
Grand Bahama has had enough talk. They want to see now action. Action is happening in relation to the airport. We will see the rollout of some preliminary construction work very shortly. Action is happening in terms of our continued advancing the potential sale of the resort. We're also announcing another development in West Grand Bahama of $300 million, the Eden Resort. So we are going to consistently provide updates for the Bahamian people.
A United States human rights report by the U.S. Department of State not speaking too highly of the country's prison system. But Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell expressed that he isn't too worried about the findings.
But that's an annual report. I say that people make too much of these reports by the U.S. government about the facilities in the Bahamas or elsewhere. It's a form of diplomacy which we don't agree with, this kind of naming and shaming business, because if you go down that road, I mean, I can tell you the horror stories of people being killed in the United States. Is it safe to go in a mall in the U.S.? Is it safe to be in a school in the U.S.? So, I mean, you can go through with forensic enthusiasm any country you want and find little faults here and there.
The 2022 country reports on human rights practices, noting that the Bahamas' prison conditions were harsh due to overcrowding, inadequate sanitation, poor nutrition, and inadequate medical care. However, Mitchell says government is working to address those issues.
We are in the process of reforming the prison. In any event, there's a plan now to build new facilities at the prison. Financing is always an issue, so we recognize what the conditions are. They've been long-standing, and we'll continue to work on them. But I don't think people ought to get too exercised over it.
And as crime continues to be a pressing issue for the Bahamas, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says the government is failing to act on the vexing issue. Berthany McDermott reports.
Addressing a group of Free National Movement supporters this week, former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis charging that the government is failing to address crime, which he says is worrisome and frustrating. Last weekend alone saw 3 murders. Dr. Minnis accused the Davis administration of having introduced no new tactics.
There have been no new crime fighting methodologies. There's been no war against crime, and the criminals do not fear the PLP.
Last year, government hosted a one-day crime conclave at the Office of the Prime Minister with stakeholders including the official opposition. The FNM called it a PR stunt, adding that nothing came out of the meeting. The former Prime Minister also pointing to a recent double homicide in Fox Hill, where it was revealed that one of the victims was already on bail for murder. This, he suggested, is evidence that current methods aren't working.
Our justice system is not working, and the PLP has not brought forward any coherent policies to improve or fix things.
Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando released his 2023 policing plan, which addresses crime. The plan calls for saturation patrols and additional vehicles for the force. But the Killarney Member of Parliament says Bahamians aren't getting any help on the issue.
The PLP is not helping Bahamians. They are mostly helping themselves. They are not solving problems to make the lives of our people better. All they're doing is making PLPs richer.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Anthony McDermott.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, the voice crying in the wilderness is back. The president of the BWOO says labor relations at the country's power company is not good. And this weekend saw a first. The high school nationals and Carifta trials were combined. The details right on the other side of this break.
At Doctors Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off lab, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
Welcome back. Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Kyle Wilson renewing his commitment to do whatever it takes to protect his members, as he's recently taken his union's issues directly to the Prime Minister. His comments come amid ongoing issues at Bahamas Power and Light between executives and the union.
I have reached out as high as the Prime Minister's office to get a resolve to some of the major issues. You know, I'm not expecting him to get into the little knickknacks of BPL, but there are some major pressing issues. And one of them is the union feels as if there is what I call a dishonest pension scheme being run in BPL.
Wilson says he had a meeting with BPL CEO and its chairman. While he called it a step in the right direction, Wilson says members still feel the industrial agreement is not being respected.
We would have signed an MOU back in August of 2021 with the current administration when they were in opposition, and we would have worked these things out in that agreement as to how we relate to each other. But it seems that in BPL there's no respect for proper industrial relations. It just seems as if anything buck up goes right now.
This year, for the first time, the high school track and field nationals and Carifta trials have been combined, taking place this weekend at the National Stadium. Our Jean Joseph has the story.
This year, for the first time, the high school track and field nationals and Carifta trials have been combined, taking place this weekend at the National Stadium. This move allows athletes from around the archipelago to get a shot at representing the country heading into the 50th Carifta Games. This, while also presenting a new set of challenges for the Bahamas Amateur Athletics Association and the Bahamas Association of Certified Officials. B3A President Dramico Archer says a skilled team is bringing the event to life, making good on the government's commitment to hosting the games.
It takes the work of so many people, from the technical side of things to the administrative side to marketing and finance and the coordination and the logistics of meet management and the event presentation. It's just a full-blown team.
Senior Director for Competition Laura Pratt-Charlton says working with 4 times the athletes is a task, but everything is on track.
Normally we'd have just over 300 athletes. This event have probably close to 1,300. So you can imagine logistically it's that much more challenging, but we're used to doing this, so we're going to pull it together. The first morning, as I was explaining to you earlier, first session, first morning can present some challenges, but everything is being worked out, and by this afternoon, we will have perfected everything.
And with so many athletes involved over the next few days, BACO President Valerian Kemp says officials from across the country are on deck to ensure the weekend goes smoothly.
To put on events such as this is really not an easy job, especially because we are part of the Bahamas and we don't want it to be just New Providence, so we involve officials from other islands. We have Andros, Eleuthera, Grand Bahamas, and Salvador. We have a variety of officials working here.
One of the many athletes competing over the weekend is 14-year-old Terrell McCoy, who wants to improve her performance from last year and add her name to the record books.
Last year in Jamaica, I competed under 17 shot put, and I won third. I won bronze for my country with 13 meters flat. So far, my new PB is 13.57 meters, and I plan to come first this year. I also plan to try and break the record, which is 14.61, but whatever God wills, I will take it and be thankful.
The meet has also gotten the attention of Bahamians living abroad, like Caden Smith, who is eager to represent the country at Carifta. His mother, Terrell Reed, says despite living abroad, seeing her son run on her home soil means a lot.
Bahamas will always, even though I'm living abroad, the Bahamas will always be where I call home. This is where I was born and raised. So to see him competing on this track where I once competed, it didn't look like this. It's great significance.
And with all the excitement happening at the National Stadium, B3A President Jermico Archer says,
Go Bahamas, go. 242 to the world, and we want everyone to be out here to support Team Bahamas.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Gene Joseph.
Thanks, Gene. Coming up after the break, the hierarchy of a Masonic constitution gives to the All Saints Camp 1634. Remember that number. And we take a look at a real live girl in ICT. Stay close for that. We have the details when Our News Weekend returns. You're watching Our News Weekend Edition. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Lodge St. Michael number 1634 Scottish Constitution, continuing a 27-year relationship with All Saints Camp this morning. The Lodge makes it a priority to donate twice a year, depending on the camp's needs. Right Worshipful District Grand Master Anthony Bostwick and Right Worshipful Master Wilfred Pratt say they are simply living the tenets of brotherly love, relief, and truth.
I think it was 1996 when we started to come out here. When you said the word AIDS, it was a step back. But we took the initiative from then to always be ready to give. And we've all asked all our lodges if they would do the same, be mindful of those less fortunate than us.
We're presenting food items like rice, canned goods, toiletries, cleaning supplies.
Administrative Assistant Keishla Forbes accepting the donation on behalf of the 50 residents. She says they are grateful for this ongoing relationship, and she encourages more Bahamians to step up and be their neighbor's keeper.
We would really appreciate if more of our people can come out and do the same things that they do, because they try, and as the years go by, it gets more and more and more. So we are very appreciative of it all. We are always in need of grocery. People always have to eat, so we are always in need of grocery and cleaning materials.
29-year-old John Disha Hall, better known as JD, says entertainment chose her. Although she almost ran away from her calling after enrolling in the University of Tennessee as a business major, she says her advisor instantly made her change to mass communications, and the rest was history.
I think entertainment kind of chose me for a very long time. I've always been into performance and performing arts. I used to sing in like the National Arts Festival and different things, and so entertainment has always had a particular pull for me.
JD has written for international publications, produced the popular show The Gap Seed Room, amongst other projects. She shares her love of producing projects from vision to reality.
I love explaining to people the vision, and I love like seeing people understand that thing. And I think that's an important part that we kind of miss out. I think we have incredible ideas on this island. I think we have talented actors, singers, writers, the whole nine. But I think what we've been missing for a long time is producers to kind of stitch all of those things together and make it a seamless thing.
She admits that the transition from the international market back to the Bahamas did present some challenges, but she is proud to see the continued growth in the orange economy.
The only thing that I would wish in particular is that we had a little bit more help in the law community to kind of protect our works. There's only so far that you can go about protecting your work, copywriting it, even when it comes down to the way we do things, when it comes to people's voices. Like, there are certain things on a level that, hey, there is a way that these things work. Like, you collect royalties off of certain things, even when it comes down to music, and we just want to make sure that we protect our creatives, and we want to encourage them to continue doing the work that they're doing.
And here's what's in the pipeline for Hall.
My personal project that I am currently working on and in the second season of Gap Seed, or the Gap Seed Room, is a very, it's dialogue heavy. I know that in the Bahamas that we have content that is always very dialogue heavy, but it's discussions that aren't as politically correct, if I could say it like that. It's an opportunity for Bahamians to kind of show and put on display that we're not a monolith. Like, there are so many variations and sides to us, and that we have varying interests and different opinions especially. But it's like a safe space for us to be able to have those opinions.
Here's her advice for others looking to make their mark in the entertainment industry.
Do it and then change your mind. Do it if you did something else, change your mind again and do that. Still always go after the thing that scares you, because obviously it's just completely connected to your destiny. And I think that is the best thing I could possibly give you. If it scares you, do it.
And just on the other side of the break, the weather forecast right in time for the fashionistas to pick that right outfit. And come take a taste of paradise in our arts and entertainment segment. All that when our News Weekend edition returns. Welcome back. It seems we're caught in the 20s. 1 minute it feels like we're still in winter, and the next minute it feels like spring. Let's see what's in store for us weather-wise. Atlantis Resort on Paradise Island is busy again this weekend with the highly anticipated performance by Lizzo. That's coming off an extremely busy and highly successful wine and food festival the weekend before. Our Jerome Sawyer attended and gives up a wrap-up in this week's art and entertainment segment.
The musical stylings and socially conscious lyrics of Wyclef Jean closed out the first installment of the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival on last Saturday night. His performance was a highlight of a weekend of culinary experiences and entertainment. The Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival allowed vendors and Atlantis-based chefs to showcase some indigenous, often unique dishes in a weekend described as a culinary extravaganza.
Atlantis is taking initiative to do this festival. Most of all, going beyond COVID and the pandemic, I think it's very special. I think it's very unique. I think this festival is going to keep happening for many years.
And that could be a real possibility given the great response to this initial event. Each day a different lineup of culinary experiences. Each stall an opportunity to try something new or a familiar favorite.
We tenderize our conch by hands, and we got a good flavor, we got a good seasoning, and we know what we're dealing with. We got nice lemon pepper seasoning, and we get it right. I can't give it all process.
I would say everybody do it, but yours is very special.
Really right, so we try to do it right.
And whether it was a masterclass with a world-famous chef, an intimate dinner or cocktail reception, take my word for it, there was certainly something for everyone.
Very, very refreshing, very nice. I really like it.
And usually with dining, You don't want something so alcohol heavy. You want something refreshing, especially in an environment like this where you're tasting and you're dabbling, you know, so you want to continuously keep your palate fresh and clear, you know.
And the weekend of culinary experiences and explorations could not have ended on a better note. Former Fugees member, now successful solo artist Wyclef Jean gave a performance of a lifetime. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jerome Sawyer.
Thanks, Jerome, and we thank you so much for joining us for Our News Weekend Edition. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.